On Mondays, we call it the three-word game. It forces you to be succinct and get to the point. When you're talking about the NFL weekend, we talk a little bit about every team. It's one of my favorite segments of the week. It's best for last. It's a three-word game. Let's start on Thursday with the Bengals and the Browns. Burrow over Baker. Joe Burrow with a bad O-line and no running game. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The most completions in NFL history by a rookie quarterback, 37. Again, that's with limited resources. Falcons, Cowboys, Greg the Leg. Greg Zuerlein had one of the great finishes to a kicker in league history. Minute 49, the perfect squib kick recovered by the Dallas Cowboys. And then he jacks up a 46-yard field goal as time expired to win the game. He's always been a great kicker. Dallas overcomes a 9-point deficit in the last minute 49. I don't even know if he wanted it to do that. That is the craziest looking lucky bounce. It's not even a bounce. It's a roll. It's curling. Bills Dolphins. Defense and development. They're top 5 in all the big defensive categories. Sean McDermott's a great defensive head coach, but it's the development of Josh Allen. 2-0, first place, first 2 career games with 300 yards passing. He was an erratic mess in college and as a rookie, all over the field. He's got it together. He's now completing 70% of his throws. They got it working. Niners, Jets. 49ers falling apart. It's not just injuries. It's all the good players. George Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Nick Bosa and Jimmy Garoppolo and Raheem Mostert. It's all a lot of knee issues on a lot of good players. The good news is Giants next, but by mid-October, they have a 6-7 game gauntlet. They have to get healthy here in a couple of weeks. Broncos, Steelers. Not sure yet. Steelers have had a giveaway in 25 straight games, leads the NFL. I mean, they beat Jeff Driscoll, had to hold him off. This should have been a blowout. They just make too many mistakes. Now, I'll say this about the Steelers. You can't run on them. Front seven's great. Can't run on them. Saquon Barkley couldn't run on them. The Denver running backs are talented. They couldn't run on them. It's just they should have blown this team out. Vikings, Colts. I hate that. You like that? I hate that. Kirk Cousins. He was a mess. Passer rating so far is 61. Bad against the Colts. No touchdowns, 3 picks. His passer rating at 16. Listen, it's unraveling. So now he doesn't have Stephon Diggs. Hasn't quite had the protection, and he unraveled badly yesterday. I think Minnesota has officially lost patience. Jags, Titans. Remember the Titans. Don't forget them. 2-0, first place in a largely dysfunctional division. They are boringly dysfunctional. And I got to say this about Ryan Tannehill. He doesn't do much for me. Since he started, 28 touchdowns, 5 picks. He doesn't make any mistakes. He doesn't make the big mistake. He may not blow you away, but he doesn't make any mistakes. He kind of fits into their culture. Rams, Eagles, Goff and running. They are rolling. Sean McVay now has won 72% of his games through 50. Legends like Bill Parcells have won 55% of their games. Jared Goff is rolling. They finally figured out, move him around, roll him out. His dad was a Major League Baseball player. He's an athletic kid. He can throw on the run. He's very good, actually. And they ran for 191 yards. They've got 3 legitimate backs now. And I think they have the deepest receiving core in the league. Van Jefferson's a rookie out of Florida. Tyler Higbee's fantastic. Not a lot of weaknesses offensively. They can kind of do it all. Clever coach, quarterback can throw. Goff's not going to give you a ton of big plays, but 11, 15, 17 yards, death by those kind of cuts. Giants, Bears, making Mitch presentable. Well, the Bears are 2-0 despite the fact they've been outgained. We said Ryan Pace, the GM, rather start Trubisky. Their schedule is weak to start. He starts 2-0. You can say, he's not that much of a bust. We're just not going to pay him. They're making Mitch Trubisky presentable. I think Chicago's a very limited offensive team. I love their coach. I just think the ceiling is low. Lions-Packers, the two Aarons. Aaron Rodgers, 119 quarterback rating. Aaron Jones leads the NFL in rushing. Davante Adams now, as Joy said earlier, got a little bit of a hamstring issue. Aaron Jones, we had him on in the offseason. You got Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Davante Adams, and a good offensive line. Points are not going to be the issue. By the way, now that Aaron Jones is really having a great start to the year, does it make you wonder even more why they didn't draft another receiver and why they did draft a running back with their second pick? I don't know. How about Panthers-Bucks? Bucks found treasure. Leonard Fournette. People said, Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette came in with Christian McCaffrey. He was the number one high school and college running back. Violent runner, can catch passes. He's clearly picked up the playbook fast. I'm sorry, but this is what you need when you're a team that can score points and get a lead. You need a clock eater. And Leonard Fournette is a clock eater. He gets you 4 when you see 2. He gets you 5 when he has 3. And by the way, breakaway speed. Leonard Fournette's not just a pounder. He'll run away from you. He sealed the game with that run. Washington Cardinals, Kyler and DeAndre. DeAndre Hopkins has 22 receptions in 2 games. I don't want to hear about, OBJ and Baker can't make it work. 2 games. They're unbelievable. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins are now a top 5 combo in the league 2 games in. If it's meant to be, it works almost instantly. Ravens, Texans. Ravens keep rolling. Highest point differential, plus 49 of every team. What's interesting, Texans had 3 extra days to prepare and still got rolled at home. They've won 14 straight games. Lamar wasn't great yesterday. But again, I look at this team. This is the roster. In a salary cap era, it's hard to be flawless. Everybody's got a hole. They lost Earl Thomas. I don't think a secondary is their hole. I think it's the best team in the league, and I think it's the best team in the league by about 10 points. And I think the Chiefs, should be noted, the Chiefs and the Ravens both sluggish yesterday, both play each other next, quite possibly looking ahead. Chiefs, Chargers, Justin Herbert, 22 of 33. First player with a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown in the first half of his NFL debut since the 50s. I thought he looked big and strong, pretty mobile. Listen, Oregon was, maybe because Oregon didn't like his backup, Oregon was very conservative with him. They ran the football. They didn't let him run much. And then the last couple of games at Oregon, they let him loose. Well, Chargers yesterday, the kid could run. And by the way, he'll put his shoulder down. He's 235 of athlete. He is a big, he can take a hit. He's looked downfield. One of the things I like about Tyrod Taylor, can be a little safe. This kid he's like Joe Burrow. I'm going to throw it downfield. And if I make a mistake, he had a pick. It's okay. Let her rip, like what I saw. Patriots, Seahawks. Russ is cooking. 11 incompletions this year, 9 touchdowns. He throws the best deep ball in the league. Seahawks are 2-0, despite the fact they've been outgained by 158 yards. Think about that. So this defense, especially up front, is a problem. It's funny. Seattle could really use Chris Jones of the Chiefs. New England could really use Tyreek Hill. Most teams in the league just need one more piece to finish it off. Seattle does not have a pass rush. I think in the end, it's going to come down to Russell Wilson just carrying them to a Super Bowl. But outside of that, they run it. Their safeties are aggressive. They'll hit you, and Russ is absolutely on fire.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.